Hey friends, it is Kendra here with the Prosperous Projector. And if you are new here, I want to welcome you to my little corner of the internet. Thank you so much for being here. If you are watching the replay, I want to invite you to comment below #replay so that I can come back around and connect with you and say hi to you. And also, if you're new here, a little bit about me. I am a human design guide and success mentor to projector entrepreneurs. And so, what I love to do and what I am passionate about is supporting ambitious projector entrepreneurs in creating the sustainable success that they desire in their life and in their business. And I do this by supporting you in developing a deep sense of self awareness, a deep sense of understanding your energetic frequency as a projector, increasing your level of self awareness, then supporting you in developing and looking at what your alignment looks like, redefining what success gets to look like for you, redefining really all the stories, the conditioning that you've picked up, helping you to decondition all that so you can get back to and remember really who you are and the gifts that you have. And then I support you in holding you accountable and walking with you as you take the inspired, aligned action that in the direction of your goals, in the direction of the vision that you have for yourself. So I'm so happy you are here. I myself am a human design projector. I'm a 6'2" splenic projector, and I've been on this journey of experimenting with my frequency for almost 4 years now. So thank you for being here. All right, so today I want to talk about busting a myth, busting this projector myth that you can't be consistent in your business because you have inconsistent energy. So before I get to that though, I do have 2 things that I want to share with you. Number one, I have an amazing free resource that I have created for you as a projector. It is called the Projector Deconditioning Pathway Guidebook. I think I said that all wrong. But anyways, it is a deconditioning guidebook for projectors. It is a beautiful 24-page guidebook that supports you in the process of deconditioning. And so in human design, you will hear us use that word deconditioning a lot. And essentially what that means is it's just helping you to remove the parts of you who you think you needed to be, the identities that you've picked up, the behaviors you've picked up, the patterns you've picked up in order to show up in this world and survive and move through it and create the life that you desire. But those things are no longer serving you, right? So this guidebook really supports you in peeling back those layers so that you can decondition and come back home to yourself, come back home to the frequency and the energy that you are so that you can redefine what this life and this business is to look like for you. So these are ways that I have found that can support you best in this deconditioning journey. So in my guidebook, I share with you my 5 projector pathway pillars that I have found most useful in my own journey and that I want to share with you. I share them with my clients when I work with them, and you get access to this in this free guidebook. So I will put the link below for you to access this free resource so that you can begin your journey of deconditioning. The second thing I want to share with you really quickly before we dive into this conversation is that the Prosperous Projector Paradigm is open right now for pre-enrollment. So this is a 12-month embodiment and personal power journey for projector entrepreneurs who are ready to expand on the inside so that your business and your life can expand on the outside. So it's a really deep, deep journey of self-trust, self-discovery, embodiment. We're diving deep into alignment. We're going to work deeply on deconditioning, raising your frequency, raising your resiliency, and essentially closing that gap from where you are to where you want to be. So if that is something that interests you, I'll leave the link for the application for you below, and then we can have a conversation to see if it's a good fit for you, okay? All right, so let's talk about busting this myth. So if you are a projector, you've learned that you are a projector, and you probably breathe a sigh of relief. You're like, oh my gosh, yes, this sounds like me. I completely resonate with this. And I know for me, when I first learned that I was a projector, I felt like I could just immediately let go of a lot of things I thought I I needed to do in my life and business in order to be successful. But what I see happening is, because when you learn you're a projector, you learn that, okay, you have this finite amount of energy, right? You have this finite amount of energy. So you don't have all this energy like the majority of the world does, right? The generators, the manifesting generators out there who have a defined sacral, and they are generating this energy that keeps them moving throughout the day, going and going and going. You don't have that as a projector. And so because of that, your energy is inconsistent. It ebbs and it flows, right? And that is a beautiful gift that we carry. But what I see happening is that many projectors take on this understanding of, oh, okay, I have this finite energy, and you begin to become like a victim to that belief. And what I mean by that is, you hear that and you immediately go, oh my gosh, there's no way that I can show up and be consistent in my business, right? Typically what's also happening when you learn that you're a projector, you're more than likely you're coming out of this phase of burnout and you're looking to heal yourself, or you're currently burned out and you just feel like you don't have the energy for anything, right? So then you hear the fact that you have this finite amount of energy, that you're not here to be working, and you're like, yes, oh my gosh, I can finally rest. But because the quality of your energy is already burned out, or you've been pushing so hard, and you hit that burnout phase, and now you're on the upswing of healing, you can fall into this mindset of, okay, how am I possibly going to be consistent in my business? Because what your belief of what consistent means is still tied to this old paradigm of what consistent looks like. Okay? And so what I know for sure about you as a projector is that you are very wise about your energy. And the only thing that has happened is that you've gotten caught up in the mainstream, the collective consciousness that says you need to be going all the time. You need to hustle in order to grow a business. You need to be showing up here every day. You need to be showing up there every day. You need to be reaching out to people. You need to be doing this and doing that. And so for a while, you probably subscribed to those ways of being. And so now when you hear that you have inconsistent energy, you kind of default back into that. You understand that, but then you kind of have trouble with, well, what does it look like for me to show up in my business if energy is inconsistent? So then that must mean I'm going to be inconsistent in my business. That's not true. And I want to talk to you about an amazing epiphany that I had over the weekend about this. So what I've learned is I'm currently doing the 75 Hard Challenge. And if you don't know what that is, go Google it and look it up, right? But it's essentially a mental challenge. It's a mental challenge to expand your mindset, to expand your consciousness. But one of the requirements of this challenge is that you've got to work out twice a day, 45 minutes, and those workouts have to be outside. So for a couple of years now, I've heard about this challenge and have totally ignored it because I'm like, I'm a projector. Like, I don't do anything hard. Like, hard is not my thing, right? But this year, my intention is really to show up to be more, not do more, but to be more. And so I wanted to participate in this challenge, to expand myself, to challenge myself, to push myself a little bit, right? Because there's nothing wrong with pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone. That's where growth is. The thing is, with the challenge, it requires you to be consistent. It requires consistency. But what I've learned is that it's not about this old idea of what consistency is. It's about making consistency work for you. And that my consistency will look different than someone else's consistency. So first, when we talk about this word consistency, I want you to understand that consistency is an energy. It is an energy that you embody, right? It is a belief that you embody that regardless of the fact that you are a projector who has undefined sacral, still show up in your life and in your business and be consistent in the ways that support you, that work for you, that work for your energy. Okay? So it's first holding that belief and holding that energetic within you that you can be consistent. And in your way, you are consistent. And then from that space, you can move in a consistent way in a direction that supports your desires outcome, your vision, or whatnot. And so what I've learned is that, and I've learned this through going through this challenge, is that I can take consistent action in my life and business, but it's more about the how. How am I taking consistent action? And, what does this look like for me? Because it will look different. My consistent action will look different based on the ebb and the flow of my energy. So, for example, if I'm using this challenge, 25-part challenge example, I am required to do 2 workouts a day. One to be outside, and the other can be wherever. 45 minutes. So, days when my energy is flowing and I'm feeling good, and I'm like, yes, like everything is, it just feels right? I will get up in the morning and I go for like a 4-mile run. It feels good. It feels amazing in my body. And then my second workout may be like an indoor workout where I'm doing a HIIT workout or something like that, more intense. My exercises are more intense, like on those days when my energy is flowing, because that feels right for me. Then there are days when my energy is ebbing, right? And I don't feel like I have energy for that. I'm like, I do not have the energy to go out there and run 4 miles. I do not have energy right now to do a 45-minute HIIT workout. And then what that means is I still show up for the workout. I still show up for the exercise, but how I do that and the way that I show up for it is different. So my energy is ebbing and it's not, so I may go on a nice brisk walk outside, which does not require huge, it's not as taxing on my energy, right? I will go for a walk. In my second workout, I'll do like a yin yoga workout, which is really about like, stretching, holding poses and relaxing, and it's like a meditative type of movement. I will do that when my energy is ebbing. And so even though my energy is low, I'm still able to take an action that fulfills that requirement of being consistent with my exercising. Okay? So now, yeah, this did change and it challenged me with this is not a bad thing, right? This is a good thing, because what happens is when I begin to show up and stay consistent, even though my energy is ebbing, I became aware of all these stories. I became aware of that story that I picked, like you're up in your energy ebbing right now. Maybe you just need to not do anything. Maybe you just need to go, challenges for you. Right? This is not the right thing for you. But I had a bigger vision, and because I had a bigger vision, I was able to step in and say, okay, well, even though my energy is flowing, not flowing, even though it's ebbing, what can I do today to still fulfill this decision I've made? And you guys, it's the same way in your business. Okay? So you take the principle and you apply it to your business. So what are the actions, the tasks, the things that you know support you in building your audience, building your business if you're consistent? Right? What are those things? Maybe it's showing up on social media consistently. Maybe it is writing a blog consistently. Maybe it's doing a live video consistently, right? What does it look like for you? So just take that task. And then when your energy is ebbing, like, oh, I'm going to do that today, but maybe you do it differently. So let's say your task is that you want to do one video once a week. When your energy is flowing, you're like, it's amazing, it's good. Then all of a sudden, next week, your energy is dipped a bit. Like, oh my gosh, I really don't feel like doing this. This is where a strong mindset, a strong conviction, a strong clear vision for your goals support you. Because you can tap into that and you know what, I can still do a video. But instead of doing the 10-15 minute long video, I'm just going to show up 5 minutes, share it, encourage my audience, share some value, and I'm off and done. Maybe that's what you do. You're still able to be consistent. And so I think that we get to look and really decode and dissect and activate what the word consistency means as a projector, and look at what beliefs we are holding around it that are not supportive of the success we desire in business. The truth of the matter is, we do need to be consistent in our businesses and in areas of life if we want to see results. Right? Like, you can't go to the gym for 1 week and then don't go for another 3 weeks and then start back again a week later and think that you're going to be able to see the results that you want to see in your body. work that way. So then as a projector, we've got to find ways to show up for ourselves in a consistent way, in a way that works with our energy. And here's the thing, this requires you to be tuned in what alignment looks like for you. And this also requires for you to redefine and again escalate what the meaning of consistency means for you. Okay? And this will require you to have some discipline. And here's the thing, when you're not used to that, it's going to feel so comfortable, especially at a place like a projector where you're out, you're tired, you're exhausted. Then this is going to feel hard. It's going to feel uncomfortable. So then the first thing we do, back to the beginning here, before we can embody consistency, we've got to make sure we're resources. A big part of being able to move through the 74-hour challenge is making sure that I'm resourcing myself with good sleep, good nutrition, right? That I am hydrated every single day, that I'm working on my beliefs, thoughts, right? So I'm resourcing myself so then I can show up and be consistent. I can work on my alignment and I can tap into my discipline, I'm pulling from my inner sources instead of trying to look outside of myself. All right? So yes, it will be uncomfortable, right? And that comfortableness is where you go. It's where you expand. It's where you move forward. It's where you begin to evolve to this next level version of who you are, into that version of yourself you really desire to into. Okay? And going comfortable. But can you allow yourself to sit in the discomfort, be with the discomfort without making it mean something about it? Okay? Things that happen, fall back to get uncomfortable and we're like, oh, this doesn't feel good. What is it? Fall back patterns. Because you already have this way in your brain. It's already been, it's implanted deeply, right? When you get uncomfortable, you easily slip back into the whole pattern. And this is back and forth that keeps happening. So this is a conscious decision and a conscious process you get to take yourself through to define what consistency looks like for you and to begin to show up from that space, right? So here's what I want to ask you to do. Number one, tap into, ask yourself, what is the quality of my energy right now? Is your energy depleted? Are you burned out? Are you tired? Do you need to hydrate some more? Do you need to change your eating habits so that you are nourishing your body differently? Right? What do you do first to make sure you're resourced? The second piece is, all right, now how can I begin to embody the energy of consistency, which means look at the beliefs that you hold around consistency. What does that mean for you? And then does that meaning and that belief that you hold support you moving forward? If it doesn't support you, how can you change it? Right? And then it's about looking at what are the tasks or what are the actions that you know that you need to take every day in your life, in your business, that will support you in fulfilling the bigger picture. What are those things? Then you know those things, then it's about working with yourself on a daily basis to tune into your energy, see where you are, and then determine how you get to show up to that task or that action that you get to do so that you can still be consistent while working with yourself and against yourself. All right? Okay. So I hope that this has given you a different way of looking at consistency. I hope that this has sparked some perspective for you, some thoughts for you. Sit with this and see what for you and how you want to shift this for yourself. Thank you for being here. Remember, download the Prosper Pathway guidebook for you in your journey. Projector is a free resource for you, and you sit in projector time and early enrollment right now. This is a 12-month embodiment journey for projectors who are ready to do conditioning, ready to see you're ready to deepen your level of awareness and work your unique design as a projector. Desire. So that is you. You can fill out the application for that. And next time, have an amazing day. Let me know if you have any questions. Share with other projectors in the world to hear this message. And I'll see you all again next week.